So I just watched the brand new 2021 Mortal Kombat movie, and well, first thing I gotta say, it's a lot better than the 90s movies. Like, like a lot better. Point of reference, I know some people love that 1995 Mortal Kombat movie. They say it's still the best video game movie to date. Like, I know it's not saying much, but still, I wouldn't even agree with that. Like, I don't like either of those movies. Obviously, that's not as bad as the sequel, Annihilation, but that's not saying much because Annihilation is arguably the worst movie of all time, like ever. It's terrible. But yeah. So I'm not a fan of those older movies, those older Mortal Kombat movies at all. I like the games. Here's the Steelbook for Mortal Kombat 9, which is just about 10 years ago now. I gotta say, this new Mortal Kombat movie, pretty awesome. It's a really fun ride. I mean, it's sort of what you expect, but I think it does a good job of setting up potentially a new Mortal Kombat franchise. The opening starts off with, who we know is going to become Scorpion. His name is Hanzo something. But, we sort of see like a little backstory for him, and his family and him is killed by Sub-Zero. We do see at the end of that sequence that Raiden does take a baby from, it looks like, Scorpion's house. So then we know, so it's kind of implied that when we cut to the real world, the guy we're following, Cole, at first I thought he was that baby, but then we find out later that baby was like an ancestor of his, so it's quite a few generations later. So I guess characters like Raiden and stuff from these other realms don't really age much. But so we learned that he has this tattoo thing that looks, well, it's that symbol. It's that like classic dragon Mortal Kombat symbol, and we learned that basically means, I mean, like in the video games, I think that means he's one of the chosen ones to fight for Earthrealm against Outworld in this like tournament of the realms known as Mortal Kombat, which, yeah, I don't think we don't actually get a Mortal Kombat tournament really per se in this movie, I don't think. Like, that is one thing. I guess the old ones do have an actual tournament, like in the games, but I don't think I don't think they actually had the tournament unless all the fighting in this was the tournament. I'm not sure. Yeah, Jax finds Cole and tells him like, oh, him and his family aren't safe because the Outworlders are coming for him. They're coming to Earthrealm to basically kill all the champions from Earthrealm so that they can't compete and potentially beat Outworld in the Mortal Kombat tournament, which maybe they're setting up for that actual tournament to be in the sequel. Jax has to hold off a bunch of Outworlders coming, trying to get them, and he tells Cole to go find Sonya Blade, who, if you play the games, you know, is like Jax's partner. Jax is fending off the Outworlders. He comes into contact with the one they're being led by, and it's Sub-Zero. And I mean, they showed it in the trailer. Long story short, Sub-Zero kicks his ass, freezes his arms off, breaks them off, and then pretty much almost kills him. He thinks he's killed him. And meanwhile, Cole goes and finds Sonya. And then she also has a prisoner, Kano, who is really quite an asshole. Yeah, so as far as the cast goes, I think they're all pretty good. I don't think anyone's like bad per se. I mean, like, compared to, I don't know, I think in the old movies a lot of them were pretty terrible. There were a few exceptions. Like, I thought Liu Kang actually in the older ones was pretty good. And that is the thing I would say about this one. I would say, so they do meet up pretty soon, since I'll start talking about Liu Kang when they start going on their quest, and Kano says he knows how to find this temple they need to find to like talk to Raiden. Yeah, Liu Kang, I wasn't crazy about him in this movie. I mean, he was fine, but he just really didn't make much of an impact. And I know he's in the games. I played Mortal Kombat 9. I'm a big fan. I've recently played 10. I still need to play 11. Heard mixed things about it, though. I haven't played the older ones, but I have a general idea of the characters, and especially from 9, which has a lot of the iconic characters. That's sort of the reboot of the whole thing. And yeah, Liu Kang, I think, is better. I think that's like literally the one single thing that the two old movies, which are in every other way absolutely terrible, but I think Liu Kang is a bit better in those old movies. I think that's the only one-to-one comparison where I would say the old movies are a bit better. But he doesn't save the movies at all. They are terrible. They are absolutely like the second one really is just might be like maybe like 10 in the 10 worst things I've ever seen in my life. It's bad. And the first one, I don't think it's that much better. It's better, but I don't think it's that much better. It's still terrible. So yeah, they meet up with Liu Kang, and then he brings them to Raiden and stuff, and yeah, we get the whole sort of fish out of water thing. I mean, Cole is a pretty generic protagonist, I have to say. I don't think like the actor did anything wrong or anything, but he's just written really blandly, kind of, I've got to say. I'm not sure if he's a character in the game, so again, it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's weird though, like you're following Scorpion in the beginning, and then he supposedly seems like he's killed, and then we're following his way less interesting ancestor. Because, yeah, again, I think a reason the beginning scene is probably the best scene in the movie, it's because, yeah, Scorpion was just, I don't know, he's just a more compelling character. Maybe it's because of the history of the games. But even, like, the actor playing him might have been, like, the best actor in the movie in the little bit of time that he had, I think. The fatalities are pretty cool. They definitely use the R rating well. Basically, at the end of the day, they all come together, and, well, Kano betrays them, obviously, and he goes to the side of the Outworlders because he's an asshole. Basically, there's been a portal up this whole time. Raiden's been able to keep up, but Kano, since he's on their side of the portal, because they think he's on their side when he betrays them, he's able to take it down. And then that leads to sort of the big battle ensuing. Scorpion does come back. And I mean, I didn't talk about them up till now, but I mean, up till now, we've been seeing glimpses of them. All the sort of villains on, I guess, Sub-Zero, and I guess their real leader is Shang Tsung, and he sucks people's souls. Yeah, so big battle ensues with like all our heroes, all our villains, and they all have there's a cool plan where they're going over who they're gonna take one-on-one. So all of them basically get killed. All the villains get killed. They all get fatality'd by the heroes. Shang Tsung says death is just one phase, and then you see Goro and Sub-Zero, who were killed by Scorpion, who was brought back, and by Cole, killed Goro. See them like fading away into smoke, so it's implied they're gonna come back in some form, maybe as like zombies or something, because that does happen in Mortal Kombat 10. A lot of the characters get brought back by Shang Tsung. But I don't know. But then you don't see some of the other ones, so I'm like, okay, can we just assume it's all of his warriors? Because he says his warriors will like basically be back in another form. Is kind of what it implied. That's how I took it. But you don't see Mileena or Kano or anything, and I think there was one or two other guys. I don't know their names, but yeah. So I certainly hope they're all coming back, because yeah, like a lot of them, I mean, I think that's the thing in Mortal Kombat, they're always sort of dying and coming back. Like there's not many rules in Mortal Kombat, in the Mortal Kombat franchise, but it seems like they're definitely setting up a franchise, and Warner Brothers has said if this movie is a success, then they're gonna make like 4 more. So we'll see if that happens, but I think there's a good chance we'll get at least 1 more. Certainly hope they bring back some of these characters. Mileena, she's such a cool character. I don't know, she's one of my favorites to play as in the game, so I really hope they bring her back, and because I was kind of annoyed that she got killed by Sonya again, just like in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Like it was better than that because she had more than one scene, but I knew at that point, I don't know if it's people are gonna hate me for rooting for like the evil sadistic character over Sonya, but like she's a way cooler character, I think. That point when she was about to kill Sonya, and then she's like, you don't have the marking, your death wouldn't be worth it, or something. And I guess Sonya does get the marking when she kills Kano. She gets his marking, and then she comes in with her superpowers, because when you get a marking, you get some kind of crazy superpower, and that's how she kills Mileena. And I saw that coming. I'm like, Mileena, why didn't you just kill her? I knew she was going to come back and kill you. She got her, like, whole mouth opened up. She looked like in the games, like, just at the very end, and then she died. So I was like, So yeah, I hope Mileena comes back. I like Mileena. She's cool. Hashtag restore the Mileena-verse. So, yeah, but overall, the finale was, even though I was bummed out that a lot of the villains were sort of, seemed like they were killed off prematurely, especially if this is going to be an ongoing franchise. I mean, they did save a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters in the games, like Katana and stuff, who haven't appeared at all in the movie, and then we get a little Johnny Cage tease at the very end. So they're definitely setting up for a franchise, and I think they're being a bit more patient with it all than they were in the original Mortal Kombat movie. But yeah, that being said, it's still like, yeah, the finale is really fun. I was feeling pumped up at the end. I think in the middle it goes up and down a bit, but by the end I was like, I felt like it all came together for the most part, and it was pretty satisfying. As far as like just dumb, fun popcorn movies, this is a pretty solid one, I would say. And I don't know, like, I mean, yeah, if I would compare it, it's kind of, yeah, it's in the vein of a movie like Godzilla vs. Kong or something. Overall, I had a really good time with this, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future, especially, like, I mean, with Scorpion. I want more Scorpion in the next one, because obviously I think even though he had not that much screen time, he's probably the best character in this movie. I'd say it's my favorite video game movie to date. Again, that's not saying much. As much as there's a lot of like just moments that make you roll your eyes and stuff, the story actually for a Mortal Kombat movie doesn't have many big issues, I would say. So overall, it's a really fun movie, and yeah, I'm gonna give Mortal Kombat a 7 out of 10. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Mortal Kombat. It's definitely worth checking out if you're into the games, and or if you just want some fun popcorn entertainment. And yeah, I hope we get more, and I hope they build on what they've started with here. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Take care. Bye.